Hello! Welcome everybody to the premiere of Dragon Age The End of Love. We're here, you're here. Sorry that we're a little bit late. First time, it takes a minute. I am gonna jump right into our players, going around the board opposite of me. So we're gonna start with Sophia.
Wow, pressure. Hi, I'm Sophia. Pronouns she, her, they, them if you're I don't know. They, them on very short occasions. I'm nervous, forgive me. I'm playing Ruin. I am very excited to be here. First time in this setting, in this type of environment, and my first time engaging with Dragon Age. So, be nice to me in the comments.
Better be nice. All right, and Alice.
Hi guys, my name is Alice, they them pronouns. Um Tonight I am playing Catacost, a Canary warrior. I am very happy to be here, even though I am very low energy because it is almost 11 o'clock on the eastern seaboard moment.
Thank you for being here and staying up late with us tonight.
I am so excited for this.
All right, and Stacy.
Hello, everybody. I've got 19 names. You'll hear me give a different one each and every single time because I'm weird like that. One of the names is Gracomiri. I use 3 different sets of pronouns. One of those sets of pronouns is Fey, Femme, Fear, Fierce, Femself. And I shall be playing Maddalena di Filargo, known as the Tamed Crow to the Orlesian nobility, servant to Pivoine du Papa Fraud, and keeper of many secrets and layers of secrets. You may discover a secret when you uncover a new secret. Anyway, I'm totally excited for this. I'm a DM on this channel. Just finished up Sparkle Heart Magic Course Go, and I'm excited to be a player on this channel again. Oh, and
Yep.
unlike Sophia, I like it when you're mean to me, so feel free to be mean to me in the comments.
We have consent. Glyza.
Hey everyone, I'm no longer muted. My name is Glyza. I go by they, them, or they, he, or she if you're nasty. Today I will be playing Michelle Lebo, and I'm pretty sure I butchered my own last name. That's okay, I'm half Filipino. And I care more about my Filipino side than my French side anyway. And that's me. Hey.
Thank you.
I'm a guest, I guess.
You are a pleasure. That's what you are. Steph.
I am Steph. Pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Mistress Aiden Blackwood. Pronouns she, her.
All right. Gwen.
Hello, I am Guinevere. I am playing the illustrious and ever pretty Pivoine de Pepifroid. I'm very excited to be here. I've never been on one of these before. This is a new experience for me, and I'm very excited.
Yay. And I'm Baba Yaga. I'm the GM, she, they pronouns, and I'm here to hopefully make some people cry and to murder a whole bunch of people as well. But, all right. We are going to go into it. So, welcome, dearlings, to the Marquise D'Orandion's little gathering. You have all been invited to this week long festival in celebration of the end of a truly golden summer. Peace and the Grand Duchess rule over Orlais with a gentle hand, and while shadows still linger in the eyes and hearts of many, the light of Andraste has filled the court with love and laughter. The summer of love is coming to an end, but this is where we begin. We are in the dining hall of a magnificent gilded palace on the lake. Floor to ceiling windows line 2 of the walls, providing panoramic views of Lake Celestine and of nearby lesser manses. This is an informal affair. There's no announcements on your arrival, and one by one, you slip into the room and join your peers for tonight. P1, you.
Gosh.
Yeah, we're going right into it, baby.
Oh God. It's okay.
You have been here for about 15 to 20 minutes, one of the earlier guests. And you did this on purpose so that you could spot each guest as they come. And your heart leaps to your throat as the ones you were waiting for walk through the door, bright and dazzling, arm in arm, and all smiles. Who are these people? Why have you waited for them? And what are you going to do now that they're here with you all together?
I'm trying to remember if this is a thing that I say out loud for everyone else to hear. Is this a thing I say out loud?
Yeah.
It is? Okay, great. These.
Real quick though, and I'm so sorry because I just saw this and it is very, very important. We do have some content warnings for tonight. I'm sorry I did not drop this at the beginning, and I'm sorry to cut off the flow, but again, important. Audience members, please be aware that there is going to be alcohol use tonight. There is going to be death, choking, poisoning, crushing. People might flirt, which also kind of seems a little bit weird in a murder mystery, but this is APs. I'm trying to scroll up to find my whole list. Pardon me because I forgot. My bad. Wherever the heck it is. Oh my gosh, I had it so far up and we have talked so much. I'm so sorry.
It's my fault for reminding Baba Yaga. It's all my
Okay.
fault for reminding
Yep.
the Jagermeister.
No, it's good though, and I feel I'm blushing because I just feel so awful that I forgot. So yeah, there's spirits in here, all the Dragon Age spirits, not ghosties or coolies. Familial and cultural guilt and expectations, and there might also be physical and emotional violence. Typical things. You know, just normal Dragon Age stuff. And I'm so sorry, Gwen. So you see them, and that gave you a couple moments to gather what you want to say as
Yes,
well. But
thank you. I've also been thinking about this for literal weeks now. So, like, yeah. These wonderful people that I have been waiting so long to see are my dear wife, Emelina, and, of course, my esteemed, renowned brother-in-law, Carta, both of the Dubos family. I've been waiting for them because whilst I have kept in contact with Emelina through letters and correspondence, I have not seen either of these people that I love so dearly in 6 years. For unfortunately, my magical prowess was revealed to all, and I was forced to leave my home in Val Royeaux to join the Mage Circle in Mont-Simao. But now I am back, finally, after, what is...
the mages have been
divine.
freed. Yeah, the
mages have
divine.
been freed. I am allowed to go back to the wonderful life that is an Norwegian noble. And as is fairly in character for Pivoine when she sees Emelina and Carda, the second she sees them, before it was kind of after so long waiting to see their beautiful faces, she's a little bit dejected, like wondering when will they be here? And when she sees them, it's as if life itself has returned to her, to every part of her. She brightens and stands up and immediately rushes to go give them a hug. She brings her dearest Emelina into just a tight embrace. It is, oh, Emelina, ma précieuse chérie, I have missed you so.
For a moment, you catch her off guard. Like this woman just ran across the room. I mean, But then she recognizes the embrace, and you can feel her soften and lean into it, and just the barest brush of her lips up against your neck as she says, "Mon ami, mon cher," and just gives you a light little peck, and then immediately goes into public display mode because she is who she is. You are who you are. There's a way we do these things. And then Cardon is just like he's a himbo. We love him. He just grazes like I am so glad to see you. You look beautiful. Look at that dress. Oh, look at you together. And he's in love. Like openly just like I love these people and I'm a puppy.
Gosh, in response to Karada's open flattery, P1 turns a very not flattering shade of red underneath her beautiful mask. And after releasing Emelina after a very socially acceptable length of time for a hug, turns to Karada, and the energy shifts a little bit. It's still very open and loving, but instead of into the tight, familiar hug with Emelina, Pivoine having to look up like this because Cardinal is absolutely fucking massive. She gently brushes a hand on the underside of his jaw and looks at him in the eyes as her other hand kind of just reaches out around his biceps. Oh, Cardin, mon joyeux adieu. I have missed you too. And then she kind of the hand on his bicep moves up to the back of his head, and she kind of brings their foreheads together, and they kind of just sit there for a while, being really cute.
And he breaks it off with giving you a little smooch right in the forehead, and we sweep on as you get to sit there and kind of chit chat. These are your besties, these are your people, and you get to see them for the first time. Madalena, you are not far behind Pivoine for reasons that we'll get into, but you are also in your element at this type of dinner party. Fine guests, finer food, heavenly music, and the art. Oh, this is gorgeous. And the small poisoned dagger that's hidden at your waist, just begging to be used. You have your orders, but you also have time. And you've spotted your favorite treats on the side table. What are they? And who was it that you love and lost that made them your favorite? What would they think of you now?
Whenever I smell the rich flavor of scungil, snails cooked in tomato sauce, a distant look comes to my eye and a heavy sigh almost dislodges that poison dagger as I remember Sophia and the darkspawn's claws ripping their flesh. That's why I'm here. They would, I hope, simply be happy that I yet live and would not voice an opinion about what I found to replace them as the force which lifts my foot upon the path.
Well, that's really sad. And I knew it was coming. Oh, Sophia. Okay. Okay. Sorry, that is just. Yeah, it reminds me of my best gal friend. They were just friends. Promise, they're roommates. And ball spawn and.
I had many roommates.
Aiden, you were forced here to on the arm of your biggest rival, your ex, as a favor of a long-held debt. It's not really a pleasant experience for either one of you, but you have to do your duty, and you look amazing tonight. Um, so it's easy to take things in stride. What did your rival really do that turned them from friend to foe? And are you planning on doing something about it?
Oh, well, she, well, I have quite the storied past. I won't get into it, but let's just say that she took something that was mine, or they took something that was mine, and, oh, I don't know. I guess if I see something that they particularly like, they might find it gone, possibly. Um, never tells their secrets. So
No, especially not with secrets. You keep those close and safe. They're
yes,
bartering in the game.
absolutely.
Ruin. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You're here as a personal favor to the Inquisitor, because they did not want to come. You've been working for them for a while, moving through courts and cities as a shark does through the seas. But every predator has to rest. Soon, you're going to be going back home. What awaits you there? And why are you so conflicted about going back home?
Ruben thinks about her family. That's there's a sense of obligation, but it, I love them. But this is this is a chance to pay back the debt from my earlier years, and well, Val Royeaux's gonna have some shit to say for sure. Uh, when I get back, hope that Gemini's there to soften the blow.
Family obligations.
Always.
And yeah, well, that's we'll get more into that later. Uh Catacost. You've been hired by Ambassador Kaya of the Canary to be her personal bodyguard for this feat, the whole week. One of the easiest jobs that you've ever taken because you are surrounded by a bunch of nobles, and the game's always afoot, but the only thing that really stands out to you is, in particular, one of the nobles. You know him. Um, you are surprised to see him here because, and not surprised because he is kind of a noble, um, but he betrayed you and he hurt you. Are you planning, now that you see him, are you planning on getting any revenge this week?
I mean, this week, maybe not. I'm here already on work, and work is what I need to focus on. But, it's gotta end sometime, and, well, he'll have his back turned eventually leaving.
All right. And Michelle, ugh, Michelle, you are late. Of course. It just wouldn't do for an artist.
Fashionably.
Of course. You
Fashionably.
all
I arrive
eyes.
exactly as I want to.
Yep. You came here to entertain and be entertained. But stuffy dinner parties
Absolutely.
aren't your usual scene. How have you turned dumpy frowns and like kind of dull situations upside down before? And are you planning on livening things up tonight?
Usually, my presence is enough to liven a party. Face like mine, smile like mine. It's pretty good. I'm gonna test it out here tonight, just to see if I can uh, make people smile. uh I'm sure you've heard that sometimes when you look at a baby and you smile at a baby and the baby sees you smiling, then I'm doing that with the guest. I'm going to try and just smile at every single one and see if I can make them smile. I was told that this was the best way from my mother, and I have just applied that for all of my model and acting skills. Just smile at people, and they'll smile back.
Awesome. So, yeah, we are switching and loading a new map in Foundry. We're going to go into it. So, we are in the mansion, and the. Oh, I need to add Madalena back out.
I was going to say, it's a very dark mansion, it is.
It's super dark. So, yeah, you guys can play around, but this is literally the mansion that you're in. As you kind of all are filtering in the room, there's about 15 or 16 other people that are coming in as well. And one of them looks, well, actually, two of them look very familiar to Ruin. Um, it is a young woman and an older man. And you can see they kind of come in and they go off to the side. They're carrying something in together. It's under some sort of sheet or a cloche and a cloth. Um, and as they're carrying it in, the old man and you for a second lock eyes, and he just like, he's like, what? Wait a second. What? And he's struggling, and like for a moment he almost drops the
walk over to them. This is this okay? I walk over them and immediately like shove in, take the side that my father is holding. What are you doing? Your knees are going to give out. That's sorry.
What are you doing here?
I'm here. The Inquisitor. I'm here on behalf of the Inquisitor.
The old man's face is just shocked, like jaw, like your sister is a little miffed. That would be a good word to, but yeah, as you kind of like struggle, you can see that she's like aggressively pulling the thing, and it's heavy. Like whatever contraption that they spun up this time, it's pretty big chonker.
She awkwardly like she's trying to follow Val, but this is she's going just a hair too slowly, and she feels it, and she's really trying to keep up, but it's it's a struggle.
Let's have you roll act under pressure.
Hell yeah. Yep, that is just cool.
Yeah, so love this. So yeah, you took this away from the old man because his knees were gonna give out. Yeah, your sister Valel just like pulls it just a little bit too harsh 1 second, and you can feel it start to slip. But your dad is right there. He's not gonna let it. He's not gonna let his work fall. But you know, it's just another one of those, and she gives you the look like, well, of course you messed up. And your dad gives you the look of, it's okay, honey, I know. Which it's just double daggers. Oh. But you get it on the table and nothing is broken. And whatever it is, it's okay. You did it.
What are you two doing here? What is I suppose I'm gonna find out, but what is this?
Oh, well, you know, you don't really have to worry about that, do you? Any, like, Inquisitor? What? Where have you just... You know, you probably have fancier people to talk to than the help, so...
I suppose you're right, I do. In that case.
I feel so bad for being mean.
And she kind of pauses before her dad is about to hug him, and then instead her eyes go to Val Isle, and she just leaves.
Oh, you can tell, like, if you don't turn around, you can tell that he lifts a hand up after you, just because, you know, he wants that contact too. You're his baby.
She stops, turns around, grabs his hand, and then leaves.
Bringing him with.
Dragging him to the party.
No,
Let's go.
let's go, and then leaves.
Yeah. And across the hall, as this debacle is starting, Madalena, you are sitting there, just standing, observing, as one does, and a woman approaches you with a short blonde bob, and you can't really see her facial features, but you can see the short blonde bob, and you can see on her mask, it's designed like a white rabbit.
I should perhaps describe Madalena's mask. I can sort through my many tabs. Beneath core black hair, which is done up in two buns, but still is lush and full to frame the face, goes down to just beneath the shoulders. There is a mask in the shape of a moth with two little feathery wings, eyes cut out of two little feathery antennae, excuse me. Eyes cut out of the wings. It's Persian pink with some gleaming golden swirls, not as intricate as Papuan's, and accents in lavender. There's a black lining against coarse skin that gleams a rainbow of colors, and the tying ribbon is seafoam green to contrast with the pink of the mask. And what's this woman doing? You said
Yeah.
I see her. I don't believe you said what she was doing.
She's approached you, basically like if you're both standing with your back to the punch bowl type of thing, observing next to you, and she just oh my god, I forgot. She calls you a name that's not Madalena.
Does she call me she call me Nazaire is the big question.
Yes, very quietly.
Hmm. Weakly, as it seems to be doing.
There's a game afoot, and there's a game within the game.
Only one.
No, we don't know how deep it goes. And she looks around very, like, to see, you can tell she's making the calculated, like, that's where that person is standing and they're going to be walking. And she hands you a piece of paper that has heraldry on it.
And where would I look for the
Sorry.
heraldry?
I should have
there
just
you
popped
are.
up. Mm-hmm.
An intriguing, an interesting shield indeed. Do not believe I have seen it before.
You might want to keep your eye out. These are friends, not foes. And I have some little rabbits doing some jobs for me. You know, and if you could just collect those rabbits and they'll work.
Collect their work?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said they are not foes, so collect their work.
yeah. And like she pauses as a server's going by with a plate of like some gooey gray stuff. It's delicious. And
I definitely snatch one off the plate, pop it
as
in my mouth.
yeah, and she's sipping. She's just like, oh, the work needs to be collected. That's what's important. And just be on your guard because I'm not. We're not the only ones here. And she just goes. Like she's like you can the we're not the only ones here is a moment of terror for her. Like the mask slips. The mask of the mask slips underneath. Like you can hear it in her voice. You can see in the way that she sets her shoulders from your profession of reading people and their body language. Um, this lady's scared.
Oh, darling. There's nothing to be afraid of any more than there ever is. My accent is all over the place, y'all. I apologize. I knew this would happen.
This
Yeah.
is why I don't have an accent.
um,
Yep.
there are always other forces at work. We are never alone. Why does this affect you so? You are not new, I would imagine.
No, it's normally we have an idea of who the players in the game are, and this time there's no indication.
I see. So are those the burrows the hares are making in the field?
Yep, and if you could be the dog to sniff them out at the end of the night, that would be just wonderful.
Oh, I have certainly been called a beach before, so I believe I can do that. Are they also building burrows that might collapse under too much weight?
I think that's always a risk you take when you dig.
A risk is simply the word for an inexpertly played trap.
Well, I mean, these aren't experts, but you do what you can with what you got.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the landscape in this field?
Uh, there's some people here who aren't what they say. I know if there's some people here that aren't what they say, but there really are some
The
people
culture
here.
of wearing masks. Of course, they're not who they say.
It's not the masks ones I'm worried about.
Smartest thing you've said yet.
And with that, yeah, there's more waiters moving around, and the people are kind of congregating into little groups, and a like steward appears with a array of other servers behind, and this is like, yes, we will have the wine tasting now. It is a tradition to start with the whites and move to the reds. If you will all please oblige. And the servers start dispersing to each individual group, with a little platter full of wine. Is anybody not drinking?
Michelle does not drink. Chooses a cup of tea instead. Actually, requests tea from the waiter. Would you mind giving me some like chamomile tea instead? Gotta keep that liver alive, you know.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And they like go and snap over to somebody who's waiting on the side. And yeah, you have tea, no problem. And no
I
questions.
walk over to. No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh yeah, it was just no questions about not drinking.
I walk over. Oh, I keep jumping on people. I'm sorry.
You're good. I was just going to say that I don't think that Rowan is drinking either. I think she wants to keep a clear head tonight. She's definitely drinking something that looks like alcohol.
Michelle,
yeah.
Michelle looks at you, seeing as the probably maybe. Well, actually, you said it looks like alcohol, so Michelle's not gonna look at you. Forget it.
It's okay. It's okay. I like to think that you see through the ruse just because you're.
You'd like to
Customer-
think that, but Michelle's
Oh.
not very smart. So
Rowan is also
if it
very
looks
obvious.
if it looks like alcohol, it's probably alcohol to Michelle here.
This is the very stoppable force meets the very movable object.
You're gonna pretend to Michelle that it's alcohol, and Michelle is gonna believe you. That's pretty much how it's gonna work.
I will say, P1 is of the, if I may, of the three, because they've congregated around the piano, because unbeknownst to a lot of people, Emelina is an expert pianist, absolutely amazing at the craft. And of the three of them, Cardan drinks the most, and Emelina doesn't drink. Or she'll
Yep.
have like maybe 2 sips of wine. And P1's just right in the middle, being like, I'll try a little bit.
I will walk up behind P1 and just.
Oui, Madeleine?
Signora, it is customary to watch who drinks first in Orlais, and to note which waiter gave them the glass, and whether you took your glass from the same tray.
Can I overhear this?
I see.
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm going to look at both of them, and I would say, "Oh, you guys are careful ones. I love that."
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yes.
Care is my
Michelle- Go ahead. Sorry.
care. It's okay. Care is my job, but not my nature.
Oh, I understand. And Michelle is wearing this mask. That's barely a mask. It's like a floss. Just to pretend that he's wearing a mask. Barely covers anything. And he likes it that way. You know, barely covering anything. And he smiles at the two gorgeous people in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, what kind of job do you have?"
Miss Madalena is, I
It
don't
would
know
be
what
a
the title.
mix or mystery. I haven't decided.
Miss Madalena is helping me become reacquainted to Orlesian higher society. I have been gone for quite some time, and
I see.
well, it would not do well to be unprepared in Orlais.
Well, I'm glad you've made your way back to high society. I can't say that I was part of high society all my life, but it's kind of nice up here.
Which society did you spring from, like the crocus after a long winter?
The middle. The middle society.
Commercial.
Yeah, that one.
What was your trade?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What was your trade? What did you sell and
Oh,
buy?
my trade. I suppose you can say my body. I'm an actor, you see.
Indeed. You can't see a smile because of the mask. Actually, no, you can see her mouth.
Yes.
But yeah, her core mouth. So you see core mouth kind of curl up a bit at the edges. Selling one's body
Yeah.
is a noble persuasion on stage.
Yes. Of course. I play many roles on stage.
May I present Signorina Pivwan du Papafrod?
Tapis froid.
A beautiful name that I will not massacre. Even though my father is French, I did not pick up the beautiful accent, unfortunately.
Or Legion in place of French. Sorry.
Or Legion.
I'm a
Sorry,
nerd.
half or
I'm a
Legion.
nerd. I'm sorry. Thank you. It's no big deal. Brain short circuits.
Brain short circuits, and we have a tarot pull.
Two of them.
Oh, two now. Okay. We're doing that a little bit differently in this game. I'm using the Paizo Pathfinder Harrow deck to kind of do things a little mixed up. My players can see. I think everybody has a card that's just been shuffled into them, and we also have a spread. The person, if there's a person who has a direct match of their card that ends up in the spread, that's what's going to be affecting their game. If not, then I'm going to pick one at random from our lovely little 9-card spread. But yeah. And we have the carnival. We have a player match of Reggie, who isn't here. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind.
Dang.
There is a very loud, gorgeous, like tall knight that's in a corner that's like, ha! And then I killed him with my sword. And he is having the time of his life. For everybody else, yeah, positive present. Sweet. So yeah, this seems like it's going to be a good time. Everybody gets a +1 to the next smarts roll that they go for the entire session. It doesn't carry over to the next session, but smarts, you get a +1.
Sharp, do you mean?
Sharp, yeah, yep.
Speaking
Sharp.
of sharp, I should have rolled
+2
this
or
at the
+1?
beginning.
Everybody gets +1.
Awesome.
I'm supposed to do connect the dots at the beginning of each mystery.
Yeah. So now that you've kind of been in here and you can see the different people who are moving through, and your friggin' dad and sister, go ahead. Let's see what you get. Alrighty.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. I hate to do this on this roll. Oh, wait. On the one hand, I would love for you to get a hold on me, because that's so funny. On the other hand, I want to use a luck on this first session.
Use a luck.
Use a luck.
Do it.
Use a
Balls
luck.
to the
Okay.
wall.
Nothing
Alright.
bad can happen when you use all of your luck
Yeah.
up.
And also, I technically have my luck special. When I spend a point of luck, I pick an aspect of the current situation. You tell me what other conspiracies the aspect connects to.
I
So,
love that.
Did I see that, that weird lady in the white rabbit mask speaking to, Madalena di Filago?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any place to hide in this room.
Okay.
So that's definitely. You can also see the throuple over by the piano. All of the various groups.
Honestly, the throuple seems honestly harmless. I feel like despite
Give me
being
a
the
minute.
most despite being the most experienced at the social game, they honestly seem harmless. So I think I'm gonna go for what else is that white rabbit lady connected to? Um, this feels out of place. Meanwhile, you guys see often sort of by a table a woman in quite obviously the uniform of an inquisitor, um, with a she too has a rabbit-like mask, but it's made of like these spindles of metal and tinkered material. You think that if you poked one bit, or if it moved, it would move something else on the piece as well. Like there's little gears and things in it. It's very intricate. Her eyes are like darting across and around the room, taking literally everything in.
Yeah, so you see that the white rabbit talks with Madalena, goes over, talks to a couple of nobles. Um, you quite obviously, from the angle that you're at, sitting down, you actually see a piece of paper get passed. But yeah, Adelaide,
Break
if we could go
time.
to a break real fast. Thank you all so much for hanging in there. My daughter was very hungry. Um, she's better now, I hope, I promise. So, we were going over Ruin's ruin. The-
That's about right.
Wow.
Sure.
Already.
so, were you going to use your luck, or try to?
I am using my luck because the questions really matter.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, as a part of using that luck, what other aspects, what other conspiracies that white rabbit mask lady is connected to.
Felt.
Yeah. She is talking to multiple people, not talking to everybody. She's talking with Ambassador Kaya. She's talking with that loud boisterous knight who you hear somebody refer to as Reggie. um, she even stops for a moment and exchanges little pleasantries with Michelle, and like just is kind of working the room, um, going around. There's not like you can't really tell what she's involved in like specifically, but she's definitely doing a work of some kind, like recognizes like, and she's working the room right now. There's also a weird moment where she's not talking, but she looks and she makes eye contact with your sister, and then looks over and doesn't make eye contact or even seem to see your father.
Adding that to the conspiracy board.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So yeah.
Does it seem like she can't see him?
Oh no, like she can. It's the eyes glazing over and going just over him. Like, because he's standing right there next to your sister, and there's a couple people who are trying to inquire and like lift the cloth, nosy folks, and they're politely stopping them, stuff that you've seen before time and time again, and yeah, but you've never. That's she made eye contact with your sister and then just completely glazed over at your father.
Alrighty.
Okay. I've gleamed an opening and I'm taking it. So I've got like 3 things. We're gonna start with the one that is probably going to take the most time. If we're doing things that happen at the start of each mystery, I have a little thingy called premonition. So, which is effectively the spirits in my head show me images of things to come, either bad to someone else or bad to me. And it is up to the dice to decide which one it is. Yay!
We have a success. Awesome.
I did it.
You did the thing, and you get to take +1 forward to prevent this thing from coming true. So as you're gathered around the piano and Madalena's there and kind of making talk with
Talking
Michelle.
to Michelle,
Mhm.
and then as she, is about to go into like her whole spiel about her ancestry that she is perfectly memorized and is ready to rat off at a moment's notice, she kind of stands like this whenever she like is ready to give that spiel because she's like gearing up, and then she kind of freezes, and her arms slowly drift down, and she seems to almost fall over.
No, she does
Michelle's
not.
gonna try to grab.
I was gonna say, if I make it,
As does Madalena from like practice at this point, steps in to just hold you up without revealing that.
I was gonna say, Karadan almost immediately picks her up into a prison scary.
The 3
Zero
of them
hesitation.
bonk heads, and Pijuan falls
Absolutely,
onto the
because
floor.
Michelle is also gonna try to do something because what I was just talking to you, did my flirtiness cause her to faint? I would not be okay with that. I would learn to dial back my flirtiness if that was the case.
That is
Yeah.
definitely what caused it.
Pijuan has absolutely no
back.
idea that any of this is happening. What is Pijuan experiencing at the moment? Oh, great and wonderful storyteller.
It actually is kind of creepy because it seems like deja vu. It's this exact party. Everybody's drinking wine and having a good time, and then Cardon says something, and he's asked you a question. You look up and just get lost in his eyes immediately, and forget everything until you hear the sounds of somebody starting to choke. And then with the sound of the choking, you start to turn your head, and before you do, there is a loud clash, like a clattering of a tray falling with glasses, and another like dunk dunk, like 2 sounds hitting the floor.
And then I come into myself.
Yep. And you're on the floor. And
I'm on the floor.
You have Cardon who's like, and Michelle, like there seems to have been a moment because Michelle, Madalena, and Cardon are all like clustered above you. And then Emmeline's just kind of like looking down, like not open pity, not open disdain, just something like, why did you do that again? Kind of.
What happened?
Yeah, like,
What the heck was
why?
that?
Why?
Signorina, did I fail to give you advice in time, or perhaps it was Michelle's aura that overcame you?
No. Nothing that's dramatic. It's simply a quirk of my more magical nature. And
Well,
now
I
can
was
take
about
this
to have an
opportunity.
ego boost, but I'm glad that you are fine.
While I have this
Do you need help
opportunity,
standing up?
give me one moment, please. While I have the opportunity, Pijuan's mask is of similar shape to Madalena's, but it's a beautiful, like very soft peony pink, kind of the same color as her dress, with like a ice teal accent, specifically and only around the eyes. around the edge and kind of in like beautiful swirls all over is this beautiful gold. The tying ribbon that is actually braided in with like the bun at the top of her hair into like this beautiful flower pattern is probably just a very simple white. Oh, and at the corners of the bottom wings are pretty little ice crystals. Or they look like ice crystals. They're obviously gems, but still. And as she kind of recovers from what she has seen, she reaches a hand out towards Cardan to like grab his hand and like kind of slowly bring herself back up.
I dare say, Signor Lubo, that my mistress's boosting capabilities might be strange to their limits, but if your ego needed a boost, and she would permit me, with just a little bit of a wink that you can see through the mask. That was to Michelle.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that? And he does say that live. He does. That's what he says. He's like, "Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that?"
I now it is my ego that is in sore need of a boost.
I'm
It
so
appears
sorry.
that-
I got lost in your eyes.
You recover faster than I do, as it appears. That's good information to know.
Well, as part of the Actors Guild, you have to have a set of skills. And one of them is not to be caught off guard by the presence of beautiful people. Of which there are many in this room.
Yes, it might do to test your guard, see how good you are at the parry and the riposte.
You can see his face sort of like cloud over, like he just didn't understand what you said. Yes, absolutely.
Not one to use a blade. A thrusting instrument is not your weapon of choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I could thrust if that's what people wanted. Yeah.
I can trust.
Oh my god!
Indeed.
You give the
Well-
people what they want.
There's a visible goal.
Are you good at the
I'll
sword?
say.
Are you good
I
with
am-
the sword?
I am highly skilled with many a weapon and many a medicine, which I think my signorina might need from me soon. But I can use a sword, I can use a hammer, I can fight barehanded quite passably.
I am good at pretending to be good at those things. Unfortunately, my skills don't really actually cover fighting. I am believable if I get punched that I was punched and in pain and unconscious. That is something I've learned as well. Falling. But I do not know actual. Like I feel like if I do put a lot of pressure in my thrust, there would be some holes poked. I'm sorry, I just need to stop saying the word thrust. Just not sounding really good among the beautiful people around me. I apologize.
There is nothing to apologize for the good thrust, nor when there are holes to be poked. However,
As long as it is well received.
That shall be discovered in time. Currently, however, I believe Signorina might need some more assistance. Signorina?
And
No.
with that, we're gonna shift away. Catacost, your boss is really freaking boring. Like, this is like, this is not a battlefield at all. And it's just, but you start to hear an uproar. You start to hear from the other side of the room people talking about thrusting and swords and different weapons. And it kind of catches your attention, and as you do, as you kind of turn away from your boss, from Ambassador Kaya, you notice that the weird tinkerers, like, they're not servants, they're people who are here that brought in that coverage thing, and you saw another party guest talking to him for a second. One of them just slipped a waiter a vial. Like, you see that. Nobody else seems to have noticed it, but you are kind of like probably 20 feet away and have spotted that very clearly.
What is it something that the waiter seems to be expecting?
Yeah. Like, it is a handoff. You catch the right angle to get that handoff, and the waiter takes it, puts it, like underneath this little towel that he's holding in his arm, all fancy like, and just continues on his way like nothing happened.
Ambassador Ka, need to step away for just a moment. Security.
Oh my. Yes, of course.
And I'm gonna follow after this waiter.
Can I'm going to request, could I have clocked that? Clocked Catacost leaving.
Yeah.
Lovely. Concerned expression, leaving and following someone else. Absolutely Rowen's vibe. Falls into lockstep. What seems to be the problem? What's going on?
Nothing you need to worry about. It's something the staff need to handle.
Yes.
Not the guests.
Understandable. Which waiter are we following?
You're following him around to the kitchens, which I will bring y'all. We're splitting the party. Which, if anybody else,
okay.
now, anybody else who sees it can go.
For everyone, just to tempt the people to stay, if you stay, I will be suggesting a party game that we will play for the people who decide to stay in this nice little hall, piano room, whatever. I don't know.
From my position on the floor, as I'm like getting up with
You're
the help
still not up. We helped you up.
Well, I am. It's very much. I was allowed to
back
stay
down.
because we switched to a different perspective. Pivoine is very much relying specifically and only on Karadan to help her get up.
Specifically
Karadan, and it's you see it kind of in their eyes. There's kind of an adoration that probably isn't appropriate for a brother-in-law, sister-in-law kind of dynamic. And it's very much, it's one of those things where it's like the second he feels her hand on his, he just kind of like drops to the ground and just kind of gently picks her up and sets her down on the ground. Like, he's so knightly
extra.
and gentlemanly about it.
That is very cute. So as you're in this position, you can definitely see the two of them kind of lock in and step out. Everybody, there's only one entrance to this room, so people leaving and entering is pretty obvious.
Signorina, if I may, I shall go and find an apothecary. I believe I know a few preparations that might help with any lingering after effects.
No need, Madalena. I have lived with this for many years. I really.
Oh, but the old Antivan housewives certainly know many a great remedy that are unknown in this barbaric land of Orlais. Trust, trust that I will take good care of you, Signorina Pipon.
I do trust you to take good care of me. That is what I am paying you for. But this is not something that can be solved with a remedy or an apothecary.
Never
This is
solved, simply
something.
eased.
This is something inherent to my genetics, to my being. You would have to remove part of me in order to fix it. And I'd
Signorina, I
rather not
don't
part
offer
with
to
it.
fix. I offer to ease.
I will be fine, Madalena. I thank you very much for the concern. Now, with the people who are leaving, can I sense any kind of familiarity with the vision that I had?
No. Like if trying to like think through that premonition, you can't recall seeing them in the room. Like the room was everybody drinking and everything, but now that you think about it, they weren't there.
Okay. Now, a quick little aside thing, because I'm a romantic and I love doing this. Is there like a time specification on use magic?
What do you mean by that?
Like if I were to use the move of use magic, is that like a several hour long casting time that takes a lot of preparation, or is it just something I can do?
Use magic is a regular skill. There's another for like big magic. That is more like the rituals or longer term magical effects.
Okay, then may I use magic? Because I would like to.
Yeah, what are you you're casting a spell in the middle of a dinner party. What is up?
It's a very minor spell. It's very much just like a quick little flourish of hand movements to create a beautiful rose of ice that you would then tuck into Kaidan's ear. If it works.
Yeah, roll and let's find out.
It is an 8.
Yeah, so you make the spell and it's beautiful, but it's ice and this is summer. So it lasts for a second and then you can see it melting, and like there's pretty certain there's like a water stain on the side of his uniform and his shoulder.
Oh no, Kadra. My apologies.
He tries to look at it. Can't look at it. Ends up turning around in a full circle.
With P1 still in his arms, just like.
Yep. Just total puppy dog. All right. So is anybody else joining Catacost and Rowan?
Pipon won't let me.
Yeah.
Wait,
She
what?
keeps you on a short leash.
Shit! I didn't even realize that's what you were doing! I thought both I and P1 thought you were genuinely saying, I'm going to go find an apothecary to help you with this thing. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. You don't need to. P1 would look to Emelina and then also Madalena to kind of be like, okay, should we check that out?
Si, signorina. And I will follow.
Very well. How is Emelina reacting to all of this?
She's playing the piano. Like at this point, it's just everything's going back to the way it was 6 years. Okay. I know how to deal with this. I'm just gonna ignore the bullshit essentially, and do my thing and keep a track of what I need to keep track of, and let Pivoine be herself.
Okay. When Pivan looks at Emelina and kind of gestures with her eyes towards the thing, how does she respond to that?
To which thing?
The people who are leaving.
Oh yeah, that. Um, she's just rolls her eyes, and it's the game. Like you can see it from the expression. It's just, oh, that's the game.
I will permit Madalena to go find an apothecary while I stay here.
Si, signorina.
Do be careful.
Never.
And Aiden. Sorry, Steph. I know you just took a bite. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
What during all these shenanigans, these in different ways, and this is something that you'd be used to. People are making fools of themselves.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's Aiden doing?
Aiden is watching and just consistently has a kind of knowing smell on her face, and goes between that and like a slight smirk. But definitely keeping an eye on everything going on in the room. But still trying to act disinterested.
All right. Sorry, my daughter just came in here again.
Okay.
Some of these players are very familiar to Aiden. And people that she's worked with indirectly, but just from past things. Michelle is one of those people, and that's something. You're familiar with him, and you also are familiar with that girl, that woman that Rimwin was talking with, the not a servant but not a guest,
No.
some sort of like tinker or merchant. They brought something in. It makes a noise. Kind of sitting there and observing. Every so often, there's a little noise that seems to come from it, and nobody else seems to notice. And like everybody's busy talking and doing their own things.
Aiden would, once kind of noticing that, would probably try to like cross the room or go a little bit closer to them without going directly up to them. Just trying to act interested on something on the wall, something on a table that's nearby, just to see if she can hone in on what is making that kind of annoying sound.
It's actually a sound that she's used to hearing, just not in this kind of setting. It's the sound of something clinking up against a very expensive gem. Like the sound of like tink against the side of a faceted gem.
Oh, my.
It seems to be kind of like at a set interval. It's not random. It's every couple of seconds. It makes a little dink, dink.
I'm guessing I wouldn't have any idea on like why it is not random? The clinking?
Yeah, I mean, like you timing it out, it seems to be every
Okay.
4 seconds.
Interesting. Okay. Aiden will make note of that and will just kind of stay where she's at and just kind of like think to just be thinking to herself.
I'm so sorry. I have to do another break and go turn on the microwave for my kid because she forgot how to.
Oh, sure, yeah, that's fine.
I'm so
That's
sorry,
adorable.
everybody.
That's
That's so
adorable.
cute.
Chaos, chaos.
Oh. Thank you all so much for your patience. My child again has been fed. Apparently, you do have to feed your children multiple times a day. Just a public service announcement. Feed your child. Um, it's good for health. So yeah, we have a party splitting scene here, and some things with Aiden. Yeah, the only way to really find out what's going on with the noise and everything would be to get a good look at it.
What's in their bag, right? Like on their person?
It's on a table,
Oh.
but they're standing like right in front of it. Like there's a cloth that's covering it, so you can't really see. They haven't presented it yet, but it seems like they're going to at some point.
Aiden will bide their time.
Okay. All right, and then yeah, Catacos and Rowan are following a waiter through the halls of this mansion, and they start to go off towards what you would think would be like the kitchens, the back of the mansion, and then pause, and they here I'll move. So you're in this hallway, and they pause at the end of the hallway, and press on a panel and go through, and you can see briefly on the other side of the panel what looks like an archery range, like you can see like a padded dummy that has been bludgeoned, and then like they open a panel, they step through, the panel closes right after them.
Am I able to see what panel they pressed?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go closer and like try to figure, like you'll have to physically probably like maneuver it. It is carved wooden panels, very fancy. So it's some part, it's somewhere around like the mid length of the wall where there's a trim, but you don't know on the specific spot on the trim or on the wall where they pressed.
Did I get a chance to see that, by the way?
Yes, because I was gonna note Madalena is also joining.
Yes, a step behind. So yeah, Madalena would see like the panel closing, the very like last second of the panel closing, which is still enough to know that there was, where this wall is, a panel that somebody stepped through.
I quickly memorized the location.
I lean in and do I have to roll sharp to notice that other people followed us?
No,
Okay.
unless well, Madalena, are you trying to like sneak and be sneaky about it or not?
Trying to be subtle about it.
Subtle about it. Okay. At this
Right.
point, I'm gonna say no. Like it might take a second to realize that they're actually somebody who followed and didn't just like come outside the door and go down another hallway. But yeah, it's not a surprise to turn around and see that somebody's there.
I lean over to my new person that I have forced into being in presence with me. Forgive me, I do believe that I may have brought a party with me.
I'm not surprised. Catacost isn't like exactly subtle himself. He's about 6'6" without the horns. So, and he's been around
Kinda
these
hard.
rich assholes long enough to know that there's always something going on with them. You want to take care of this for me, though, or... As I
Do
have
I-
at least something to do.
Of what do you refer? Do you refer to our tails, or do you refer to the person we are tailing?
I can handle the little idiot in the penguin suit if you want to deal with our follower.
Understood. Rowan, by the way.
Right. Catacost.
Pleasure to meet you. And she turns back to Madalena. Forgive me, I don't believe that we've made an acquaintance tonight.
We haven't, and that is quite the shame, I dare say.
And why would you say that is a shame?
Have you seen yourself lately?
Quite flattered.
Oh, I suppose I should be the first to begin with a name. I am Madalena di Filago, servant of Mademoiselle Pivoine du Papafoy.
Lovely to meet you. Rowan Soraya.
Soraya, is that an Antivan name?
Not exactly. It's... I'm originally from Taventa.
Taventa is much like Antiva, to be honest, just with more rules.
Quite a bit. Happy to be in Redcliffe now.
That's not nearby.
No, it is not. But it's where I call home when I'm not traveling. She gestures at the uniform. They've got me traveling a bit.
In the presence of Cunari, I see. And the accompaniment of Cunari.
At this point, Catacost is just kind of letting Ruane distract Madalena as he looks for that entrance.
Yeah. Do investigate a mystery. Which you have a plus.
By the way,
1 on.
Madalena is not distracted.
Oh, 100% no.
Oof.
That's 3.
Ouchies.
Technically
Yeah.
off 2.
Can I... Do I have to roll to remember exactly where the panel was?
Yeah, you'll have, because you know the general panel, the actual mechanism to open it is something that you have to investigate to find.
Oh, and you'll allow me that since I walked in at the end of it closing?
Yeah, because
Question mark?
again, you know which, like, you can tell where that door is. So you can search all around or like wherever you want on the wall to try to figure it. It's going to be a little bit difficult probably, but also maybe not because Madalena's good at things. But yeah, I'm just letting that be a regular investigative mystery roll.
But I can do that from just where I am talking with Ada.
Oh no, sorry, I misunderstood. You would have to get closer, which I assume Catacost also did, because you have to physically touch it in order to try to figure out where the mechanism is.
Also, further confusion. I had asked if I could remember where it was, if I had to roll to remember exactly where it was, not how it worked. Or can I just remember where it was?
You can remember where it was. Sorry. Yep.
3 feet to your left.
The
Loud enough for
location's not
Catacost.
the hard part. It's the little puzzle that's keeping it closed. I don't
Excuse-
particularly bother woodworking.
I
Excuse
suppose
me,
you'll help
Signora. And I'll walk up to next to Catacos. I've dabbled in woodwork some. What have you tried so far?
He would just go through the motions of what he had initially tried, any fiddly little bits of wood that are sticking out, twisting on some fixtures.
And
Madalena,
now I'm gonna.
I was
Sorry,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
you could actually do a help out in this. Would be appropriate as well. Investigate or help out.
Help out
I'm
wouldn't
better
do
at
much of that one.
yeah, and I'm better at investigate anyway.
Okay.
While Faye is rolling, I would like to spend a hold
Okay.
that I have to connect the dots. I think we don't really know. When and where will the next critical event occur based on spacing of this area here that we're seeing that secret entrance and following this person um hmm. You know, I'm changing the question. There's a question that says, what does the monster want from this person? I'm assuming monster is stand-in for murderer in this scenario.
Yeah. You know, it's
Okay.
everybody here, all the people here in one way or another are a monster.
Got it. Yeah, what does the monster want
Human
from
beings that are true monsters. Sorry, I'll just.
Yep.
Amen.
So you're in this part like the waiter in particular, or are you trying to figure out who the waiter's working with or for?
Trying to figure out who the waiter is working. Well, not so much who the waiter is working for, because that would be overpowered as heck, and also not in the context of this, not fitting under the purview of this question. But what do they want from this person? What is this person trying to accomplish in the scheme?
They're following orders.
They're following orders.
Not personal, not vindictive. They're just being a good little soldier and following the orders they've been given.
There's not like a sense of they're making a delivery or anything.
You can, well, based off of what you know of the house so far, it seems like this person is going to be looping back into the room that you just left, probably through another passage.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I hate to interrupt another lovely moment. I have just now realized, because I'm, looking through my stuff, I technically have two things that happen at the beginning of each mystery, because I have premonition, and it's a woman with a plan. Which means I need to roll smart, or roll sharp. to do things, to be where I need to be prepared and ready. So I'm gonna roll that real quick. Dope.
You get
While you're
hold
rolling.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have two things that's to have happen at the beginning of each mystery that I will do better at keeping track of.
Because I certainly will not. I
Yes,
have a lot of stuff to keep.
You have enough on your plate as it is.
So much on your plate.
Yeah, so let's, oh gosh, which one is that from? That's because there's different. Okay, yeah. So if you are you going to hold the hold, or are you going to spend the hold right now?
Given that I know something is going to go down soon-ish, I think I would like to spend the hold now.
Okay.
Just kind of like more so in the sense of being prepared than the specific where
Mm-hmm.
as
Yep.
as it happens. Basically, kind of being like something's going to happen. Someone's going likely seems to have been hurt. Let me get prepared and ready to handle that when it happens.
Yeah. So you.
If it's okay,
Yeah.
since if you all stayed in the room, which is just Pavon and Aiden, I believe. If you stayed in the room with me, we've been playing Never Have I Ever, Two Truths and One Lie. It's all the rage in Dragon Age Philippines, and he's sharing it with everybody. When suddenly, I notice somebody slumped over their drink, and I scream. And it's a very manly scream. Nobody can prove that it's not a manly scream, but it is a very manly scream of like, ah! And it is loud. And it attracts everybody's attention, hopefully, because that is what I try to do. Because I noticed something over there.
Monsieur
Slumped over.
Michel, what seems to be the issue?
Pivot! Do you not see him slumped over? And points to somebody in a chair slumped over, and it looks like he's not breathing.
Oh no! Pivon will immediately rush over to go check up on the guy, probably like holding Kaidan's hand and like dragging him along.
All right. So Pivon and her dog are going to go look at the supposed corpse. Out in the hallway, you all do hear a very, very manly and not at
Super
all
manly scream.
Yep. Super manly. The manliest.
The manliest.
Yep, everybody just yeah. So you hear the scream. Inside the room, looking over and rushing over. First thing is it doesn't. Michelle said man, and totally 100% believe it. This is definitely a somebody who identifies as a female and is a lady with
apologies.
Yep, no, it's
dead
totally
corpse.
fine. Her white rabbit mask is on the floor by her feet.
Oh.
And
Uh-oh.
she has her cute little bob is all disheveled because she's slumped over, and yeah, she has a glass of wine in her hand.
I'd like to take her pulse, which I usually do by doing the hand on the neck. That's just trying to find it on the wrist is a fucking nightmare for me.
Well, her neck is definitely out there. Her head is at a very awkward angle. Yeah, there is none. This is an ex-person.
Well, you're right about one thing. This woman is dead. But the thing you're wrong about is this is not a man.
Oh, I apologize. And Michelle does look at the dead body. It's like, I apologize for calling you a man. Kind of too late for that. Though, I hope you forgive me wherever you are. And at this, Michelle does look up or down. I don't know who you are. You could be anywhere, really, right now. Is there a doctor in the house?
Well, kind of. Not necessarily a doctor, but I am a practiced medic. And this person is very dead, I can't bring them back. I could try, but it would take a lot of magical energy.
We have an actual medic.
Nobody in the
do-
crowd steps forward aside and this is Orlais. Um, they kind like conversation stops for a second, and everybody just kind of looks over and and goes back to their groups. Um, these are some ruthless people who don't really seem to be phased or too caring that this foreman is dead in the middle of them.
Well,
I have taken a pulse. I cannot feel a pulse. She is very dead.
I see. So a doctor would not help.
A doctor would not help. No, there is nothing that
I see.
they could do. I'm gonna
Um,
take the wine glass and put it on the table next to her because I assume she's next to a table,
Mhm.
and kind of I don't know. I'm trying to help put her in a position that feels more comfortable, but she's also dead, so she's probably ragdolling all over.
Oh. Okay. Madalena,
Yes.
you did a thing.
I rolled an investigate. I have one hold. Can I spend that hold to be able
Yes.
to open the door?
Yeah, I'll let that work. It's not really a question, but the question can be, how do I open this door right now?
Yes, exactly. So, Katakos, you'll hear me go, I see. And touch unless Baba Yaga knows how this works, I will touch a series of things and twist a thing. And the door will open.
Yep, the
Would
door.
we have?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, would we have heard the scream at this point?
Yeah, like the door slides open and you can see into an archery room. And then you can see like a little barred but open window that leads into like the instrument playing area. And then the scream happens behind y'all and kind of like next to you, like because it is the room that's right next to you, and you have this little tiny passageway open. So you could go in through the archery and look through the window to try to see what's going on, or you can go back around the hall.
No, as soon as like the scream happens, Catacost would just kind of abandon the door issue and hurry back. Make her be damned.
I'm going to look in through the secret entrance. I want to see what the perspective is.
Yeah. And I just moved your character. So basically, there's about a like 18 inches by 18 inches little square window that has a lever next to it that is partially down, and so this window is partially open, and it appears like this might be behind a portrait or like some sort of painting on the wall that has been partially opened, so that way you can see into the room and you can see Pivoine there, and you can see Michelle and actually you can't anymore because they've moved, but you can see the room that you were just in a minute ago, and very clearly like looking down, you can see that there is a sideboard set up right there that has a bunch of wine and food and kind of like a refilling station for the servers.
Lovely. And then I notice the target.
That
Or the victim.
The victim is in the main like dancing dining area, but everybody there seems to be a commotion that's coming over, and you can hear like, well, I checked a pulse, like this is yeah, so
this is
you
a
hear
very
that.
dead person.
I rush around the hallway and then come back into the
The main room.
yeah, come back into the main room, yeah.
Okay.
You said that somebody had disappeared into this room. I take it they are no longer in this room.
Not from what you can see.
I mean, I will also do as Agent did to get an idea of what
Yeah,
the window can see.
I drug your tokens in there so you can kind of see. So there are some like hay barrels and some things that somebody could conceivably hide behind and might be hiding behind, but you don't see any other exits to the room. You can see where the little secret window is, and you can see some other doors further down the room, like 30 or so feet away from you.
I think that let me look at this. I think I shall quickly walk to the end of the hay barrels and back, so that I can check to see if anybody's hiding, but I'm not doing a too deep a search.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you get past that second hay barrel, or it's not really a hay barrel, but it is a target, and a lot of extra straw to help absorb and repack mannequins. And there's a body of a waiter on the ground.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's holding something in his hand, like a little vial.
Any sign of death? Like, well, what caused the death? Blood, foam in the mouth, anything
Foam
of
in
that
the
sort?
mouth and like discoloration in the face.
Does it look like he drank from the vial?
Yeah, that would be a good assumption.
It's an assumption, but does it look like he did?
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, I was just gonna say, if
Okay.
you want to, you can pick the vial up and take a taste. That would work.
I'll definitely pick it up and give it a sniff.
Yeah, this is unfortunately very familiar to you. It smells like a flower called Andraste's Grace, which is a beautiful, like, white little, tiny little blossoms, and is used a lot in healing. However, there are aspects of the plant that you can use to create a very lethal poison, that appears like it would just be like perfume or a tincture or some sort of preparation of this flower, that would be non-lethal and not harmful.
And you said it was an Antivan flower? Is that what you said?
No, it's a global flower. It's called Andraste's Grace.
Tuck it in a hidden pocket and just sort of search the waiter down to see if I can find any clues or identifying information or anything of the sort.
And you do. You find 3 little folded pieces of paper that have little, in various places, and then they're not the same. They're obviously by different people, but little sketches of bunnies. And you also find a blade, like a dagger that has a retractable blade on it, so it can be disguised as not a knife, and that has some signs of fresh blood on it.
So 3 slips of drawings by other people, by different people, of bunnies. So like he was collecting them.
He was collecting them, and they're folded. When you open them up, it is a cipher of some sort. You can immediately, you don't know what it says, but that it is a ciphered message.
Tuck them away, and well, at least you went in a manner that had a beautiful smell. And then follow everyone else. And I'm going to get there last, so everyone else can have the rest of the scene.
All right.
Also, there's a tarot card redemption in the chat.
Which...
Oh.
It's Rakshasa. Um, w- this is hmm, you all yeah. This is a fun card. They're not very nice. It looks wonderful. I love the art. The backwards hands are great. And I love that this is the card that was the only match out of like 18 cards that I ended up pulling. Um, so yeah, we'll get to that. That is not a good card for y'all. I'm sorry.
Yay!
Not a good situation.
Yeah, that's a
You're
You're welcome,
lawful
y'all.
evil
I
card.
redeemed it.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Yes.
So is everybody going back to the room with the scream?
Yes.
I do believe
Yes.
so. I never left, but
True.
After seeing the victim, though, Rowan is going to look around for her sister.
Yeah, I mean your sis is there. She's kind of looking like at her dad and kind of like what the freaked out. There's a body in the room. Your dad is trying to console her and just be nice. Both of them have put down the drinks that they had been holding, which might not have been wine, but they're just like, well, I'm not gonna carry that. Somebody's dead right there. Not gonna have anything to eat or drink here. Very unnerved.
Aiden's going to pick up the glass that was set aside that the victim was holding. Is there anything left in it? Any remnants of what they were drinking?
Yeah, it's a very dark red, and not even needing a roll, like looking around,
Okay.
that's not what was being currently served to everybody else.
Oh. Does anyone know where she got her drink?
The same as everyone? From the waiters, correct?
Are there any waiters in the room currently, Abiyaga?
Yeah, um, the staff is basically back, and like whispering and shocked and hushed, and you see one person like make a break for the door, and not like they're running away like out of
Okay.
guilt, but like I need to get somebody, I need to get
Yeah.
my boss type
Right.
of franticness.
Aiden's going to hold up the glass, kind of like looking back at the waitstaff. It's be like, anyone?
Yeah, they're petrified. Finally, one of them goes, he's not in here. He's gone. I don't know where he went, but he's not in here. It was Georg. Anybody seen Georg? And they're all just like, no, I haven't seen him. But you have a name, Georg.
Mm.
Georg is with the spiders.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, go ahead. Alex.
I was gonna say Catacost, as he returns into the room, he would of course return to Ambassador Kaya's side. If she had a wine glass, he would take it.
She does. And her wine glass is also a dark red.
I'm going to.
Ambassador, have you consumed any of this?
Oh no, I just picked it up off of the table over there.
Then, and he looks around to the other of her retinue. I'm going to ask you to return to your rooms tonight. It looks like someone is messing with the drinks.
Well, just
And
because
they-
she can't hold her liquor doesn't mean the rest of us can't.
My love, that's less her not being able to hold her liquor and more. She's dead. Very clearly dead.
You see this old, very large, very like ornately obstinate, or not obstinate. That's not the right word. But she's over the top, and she pulls out these little opera glasses, and she's, oh, oh. It finally sees that it is in fact somebody who's not asleep, and they have been deceased. Oh, yes, yes. Upstairs, come on.
Return.
Speaking of which, she kind of grabs Catacos by the arm. There's a connection point that I need to explore with my sister. I mean, that person over there that brought in the device. She might know something more.
Would that be the same tinkerer that Catacost watched slip the waiter the vial?
Yes.
Oh no!
Yeah, I do think that she might have some more information.
Really quickly, can I read a bad situation to note to know if there's any dangers that we haven't noticed?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Everybody can.
In addition to
I would like.
in addition to reading a bad situation, can I roll the identify move that you gave me as well, as I'm rushing and watching people leave the room and then seeing it, the aftermath in the room?
Yes.
All right, I'm making 2 rolls.
Oh, just the sharp rolls should be +1, which would make ruins be a 12.
That's
That's
Catacos.
my. Well, we. No, we both
And
have 12.
Catacost, both of you. But I think Catacost rolls cool instead of sharp, though,
Yes, that's still an
which
11.
is good. You still.
What do I get? Nothing.
It's okay, Pivan. You and I are both
But
not reading
neither
the
of us
bad
is
situation. I'm still looking for a doctor.
if I can suggest, I think that Emelina would also roll to vibe check.
Okay.
I don't want to like wrest control of the 2 NPCs of the throuple from you, but I feel like I'm doing it anyway, and I'm like, I don't know if
No,
this is
you're
okay or not.
you can't. I won't let you. You're fine.
I very
We'll
much
fight
kind of
over 'em.
like. I
But-
was like, I think Emelina would do something about this.
Yep.
Jagermeister, may I roll the identify move that you gave me as well?
Yes.
So that'll just be a sharp roll.
Okay.
Oh no, you roll that, don't you? Not me. Excuse me. Forget that roll. That's a Baba Yaga roll that we don't know the results of. Sorry.
Okay, I'll make it. I'm looking at all the results for everybody. Okay, cool. So yeah. Yeah, y'all are pretty sharp.
Except for Michelle and Pavan, I believe. Michelle is like, it might just be a bad reaction to the drink. Let's all just step outside. There's I heard the pollen count was really high today, and maybe we should all just leave this room right now
My
and
love,
not be here.
He is dead by poisoning. She is dead by poisoning.
I see. I mean, Paul, like, it could be a pollen poisoning?
No,
No?
no.
No? All right. Well,
I mean, you've
There's too
already been
much.
playing games with the spoiled rich people. Why don't you take it out into the lawn?
Yes, do please.
absolutely. Everybody else who is not doing stuff here, let's all go to the lawn and let's play some more games. I've heard that there's this one game, and he just talks about this one game that he's discovered, and he just leads everybody out to like the lawn, if that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and everybody, like the majority of people, are going like, oh, yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah, and it is
If you wanted
basically just
to,
the party in here.
I
The
was gonna say
title of this
disgruntled is
game is
okay.
Dungeons and Dragons, and it's actually very popular right now. You have a lot of paper and a lot of dice, and it's just all a matter of luck. And it's all combat based. It's gonna be fun, trust me.
Oh my
I don't
god.
understand the appeal of that game. Just seems like a lot of math, complexity. I deal with enough complexity on a daily basis. Anyway.
Oh my goodness, love it.
I'm gonna say Pivuan is too busy holding on very tightly to Karadan and Menina. Very much kind of like our link arm with Karadan and kind of like arm around the waist with Emelina, kind of just very much kind of in this weird line of like protectiveness.
Emelina's actually just actually seems to be more interested in going outside. Are you going to like keep her? Be like, no, you're staying here with me, or are you going to go? Are you gonna just let go of her and let her go with the rest of the group?
Um, but, ma chérie, why do you wish to go outside? Something is happening here, and I think we can help.
I cannot help a dead woman, but I can definitely keep an eye on all of these people.
I'm assuming she's talking about the guests who've gone outside.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very clear, like in her expression, that Pivuan does not want to let Eminina out of her sight, but also knows, just from general vibe and knowing and being married to Eminina, that if someone were to try anything, Eminina would likely fuck them up with zero hesitation. So it's kind of like battling it in her head. Just stay careful, please. I do not wish to lose you.
She grabs your chin and tilts it up, and because she is this little tiny bit taller than you, and gives you a sweet little kiss on the lips, and just turns and joins the rest of the group.
Pivan kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like immediately as the lips collide, she just kind of melts into it a little bit, and then it's over, and she's like, "Oh shit, okay."
Oops, that wasn't going on for more than okay, fine. So we had a tarot pull, and we got the uprising. Um, so basically, this is about overwhelming strength in opposition to your allies. So what we're gonna do for this is we're gonna be going into next session with everybody having a forward. Um,
Ooh.
and that will hold over usually stuff I don't want to, just because it can pile up, and next thing I know you guys are using like like I'm
Head
gonna
forward.
cash in all of this at the same time. Which that could be fun, but yeah.
So do I technically have 2+1 forwards? Since I believe
y-
I got one from Premonition. Yes.
yeah, so you would have the forward from your premonition, which that would go away on the next
That'll go
next
away next
day.
session
Yeah,
because
because that's each
that's another
premonition.
mystery. That's another mystery. Mystery.
Yes, sweet mysteries of life.
Yes.
But yeah, so you guys you have a dead person here. with their mask has been taken off. They have a glass of red wine. There was another glass of red wine that was found on the person of Ambassador Kaya. I will note that none of the entourage, um, they all had like the blushes that everybody else was being served. And looking around the room, there doesn't seem to be any reds aside from those two glasses.
Catacost will be holding on to that glass.
It smells like it looks normal. You know, there's no lip prints or anything on it because it hasn't been sipped yet, but it does have an overwhelming floral scent to it.
Yes.
Is there any evidence of any of the servants leaving to go and find Georg?
The servants they've been gathered by one of the stewards in kind of like trying to clear things up and like what are we gonna do with this body and trying to just they're being gathered up to try to keep themselves calm because this is not something that any of them were anticipating or expecting. So yeah, it doesn't look like anybody has gone off to try to find this person yet.
Is there anyone that seems like they're more in charge than anyone else as far as the servants go?
Yeah, there's a steward that is the one that's giving like commands and doing the comforting and consoling and everything.
Aiden will approach the steward. They mentioned that Georg served the wine that supposedly killed this person. Where's Georg? This Georg at?
Yeah, and this is elderly person, and they kind of look around the room and like make note of everybody's faces. And he's not here, so the kitchens maybe, or no, I was just in the kitchens. I haven't seen him.
Maybe you should send a few servants to go and find Georg and bring him to this room so we can answer some questions.
Yeah. Oh, did he? Why would we? You can see like just the questions and then the dawning realization of what. There's only one reason why you would bring someone back.
Got it.
So yeah, and they turn and kind of direct a couple people, go find Georg, and they scamper off, and leave. And you guys are like the steward and most of the servers are still here, picking up trays and glasses at this point, and they go to take the red wine glasses as well, from like they're just collecting all of the silverware and drinkware in the room. So for Catacost, and I think Ruin had the other one, or maybe Madalena. I forget who all had the glass. But there's two glasses, and the servers are going to try to take those.
As far as I know, I haven't entered that room yet. I closed the archery room behind me, and I walked over to the room observing things, and I haven't been told I'm in that room yet.
Oh.
Aiden picked up a glass, and Catacost picked up a glass. Aiden presented it as like, who's got this? I don't know if she proceeded to set it back down or not. That was not narrated. Probably.
I think that Aiden would have set it back down.
Okay, so yeah, they grabbed that up, and Catacost still had Alice, you said you were specifically holding on to that one.
Yeah, when a servant comes by, don't worry about this. I'll get it to the kitchens, and heck, I'll clean it myself.
Okay. Not going to ask questions, not going to challenge very large man when they are not.
Is Ruane's friend still in the room?
No, neither of the tinkerers are there. The machine is left, or the thing that's underneath it, presumably machine from the noise, is left unattended.
If Ruan couldn't find them either, she is standing over by the machine.
Okay. So still guarded. Still not going to let anybody get those family secrets before it's
Oh
time.
no, I'm looking down at it, thinking about what I'm just looking down at it.
Okay.
If I may, how is Carda reacting to all of this?
There has been a noticeable shift in his demeanor. It's gone from just kind of like goofy himbo who's just happy to be here, guys, into actual professional. So for anybody who observes him, he looks like a cop. To be honest, he's looking around the room openly, looking like a cap, trying to figure things out. And then again, this room has a lot of windows, so y'all can see Michelle and and the other nobles
It's like telling them what an initiative move is, to roll for initiative, and like, all right, you don't have enough dice. You can't just use a fireball with two double sixes. You have to have more. There's like, dice is important. We have to have more dice. And I'm looking around asking those servants for more dice, and somehow they provide it. It's great.
of course. So yeah,
Michelle gets what Michelle wants.
that is right. That is 100% right. But yeah, so you can see them out there with all those people, kind of still broken off in groups. But Cardon looks and sees a person that's standing next to Michelle, kind of like right behind Michelle, listening in on the conversation. And it's a knight. She's very tall, very like buff. She's actually wearing armor, which most of the people here are not. There's only like 3 or 4 of the nobles who are in like parade type armor, but she is. And Pivon, you just hear him mutter underneath his breath, "Tomas."
What was that, yeah?
And he says, "Tomas is here," and he starts running out the door. Um,
I will
just like
follow.
literally running out.
I will promptly follow as fast as I can run in fancy heels and a giant ass ball gown.
Not as fast as the athletic man in boots. So yeah, he gets out there. He quickly outpaces you, and the area that Michelle's kind of like set up on is a little half circle, kind of like a balcony, but instead of it being on a building, it's on the grounds, and there is a some sort of fall off to the lake below. It's very beautiful, and Cardan is running across this yard, and everything kind of goes in slow motion for everybody. Um, Beautiful, tall, butched blonde man running slow motion and impacts both Michelle and Tomas at the same time and drives them back into this marble, like half banister. It's not even knee high. And all 3 of them tumble over the side.
Oh gosh!
Sorry.
Immediately, I was like, "No, Kada!" and just like screaming, run, like damn near breaking her little legs as she fucking sprints over to the edge of this thing and like looks over and is like trying to find him, and then looking into the crowd to try and find Eminina, and then looking back and looking, like just constantly on a swivel, trying to find her man's, and then try and find her wife, and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, everybody has full view of this with the way that the room is positioned and everything.
Great background change.
So yeah, everybody just saw this man run and just flying tackle, and they disappear over the side. Yeah, Pivon, several other people come rushing up to see, and the only thing that is there is about 80 feet below. The lake meets right up with the cliffs, and there doesn't seem to be any bodies that's seen, but it's just a bunch of waves. This is fine. Clarissa.
Fine. This is all fine.
Oh, yeah. Like there's no sign of them, but they definitely went over the edge, and yeah.
Okay.
Pivan's just screams of anguish and horror, and probably a very manly scream from Michelle in the
From
first.
Michelle as Michelle falls. It's the same manly scream you heard, but it gets quieter. Because it's a splash of water. It was
Yep.
some lake.
It's not even a Wilhelm
But
scream.
everything's fine. Yeah.
No, that's the sound that Cordon makes.
Yeah.
Oh no, that would be Tomas.
Being so mean.
Poor Tomas. She gets introduced and. But yeah.
With no sign that Cardin has survived, she's been like screaming, kind of like calling up for Emelina and calling up for Cardin as she like turns and shifts and is trying so very hard to like find the people that she loves. As there is no sign that Cardin has survived, and she assumes that 80-foot drop, he's probably dead. It's like kind of like all of the energy that she was like holding, like all of the anxious energy that she was like holding like really tight and tense, it just kind of relaxes and her expression goes numb, and she just kind of sinks into like a pile of a metric fuck ton of fabric, because of course it is, it's a ball gown, and she just sits there staring out past the balcony with tears quietly falling from her eyes as she
Around the
just
mask.
sits there.
So yeah. And then as people are starting to rush over, Rowan, your dad is standing next to Emelina, and they're kind of off away from the other people, and they're talking for a moment, and then you see at their feet there's somebody that's underneath a statue. Like, you can see a body and you can see a statue that's like leaned, and your dad and this lady are talking and looking at the ground like, what happened? And then they both split off, and he goes off and stands next to your sister and is talking with her for a minute.
I go over there. I take a slide past the body, see what it is, and then I go over there.
Yeah, it was a very, very foppish old man. That just very, like, you can't tell, but he got smushed by a statue that fell, and like looking up, it looks like the statue probably came off of the building, like on the second floor somewhere. There's a bunch of like Juliet balconies is how I know them, but it's not like a balcony that you can fully step out onto, but you can open up the windows, and there's like a little 6-inch. It looks like it's probably from one of those, but yeah, you'd have to go up there and see if there's like a missing, as it's not very big. It's about the size of a soccer ball. But it came from high enough, and it's smushed them, and it's now kind of laying there on this person.
Question just for me as player who knows Dragon Age: does this little statue by chance happen to look like a deer? Or as it would be known in fetes, a hala.
Hala, it could have been at some point, but yeah, above the table, yes. Pivan has no idea, not close to
Gwen has
there.
no idea. She has no idea. I'm asking as Gwen because there's a thing in a game with Hala statues, and I'm like, that's a really funny reference if you did that.
Yeah. It's not of any import, but it is a holla. It is something that is not the holla statues from the game. But it's a common motif. It's a common hunting motif.
Yes.
This one came off of a building though, versus like it was like crenellation of some sort versus a separate standalone statue.
Yeah.
So wait, you Sophia, you're gonna go stand next to
Yeah, I go over to the I go over to my sister and father, and I kind of grab Valile by the arm, maybe a little too tightly. Who was that just perished? I saw her, you two locked eyes. What was going on?
You mean the one right there, the one inside?
The one inside.
You know, there's some things that it might be best if you just don't know.
Not this.
Well, she was a friend.
A friend said,
Friend of mine in Gemini's as well.
I mean, probably at times, yes. It's just, you know, there's so many layers to things. I wouldn't want anything to get to happen to you. And as she says that, and it's kind of it's the condescending thing that you're just so friggin' used to. Your dad he normally doesn't pay attention to the sibling. Like he doesn't. It's like whatever. My kids are squabbling. But he's kind of snaps to attention, and he's like, maybe you should tell her. To your sister, telling you something. And
You know as well. Fuck.
And you can see at this point, because you're up close and you're now spending a lot of time and really looking, just really looking them over. They both have on your family doesn't really have heraldry. You're not nobles. You're not, you have no land, but they seem to have a badge on. Both of them are wearing some sort of heraldry.
Do I recognize any of the symbols on this heraldry?
Yeah, I'm showing it right now.
Lovely.
And yeah, so as you look at it, for a second you're just like, what is this? And then you start to remember having seen it a lot when you were a child.
Oh, shit.
And that last reveal, because I showed all the players the heraldry, that's where we're going to end things for tonight.
If I may,
Yes.
it's a great place to stop. But I had rolled read a bad situation and my identification
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
roll. So I had one hold off of the read a bad situation, but I also had the identify thing that you rolled for me,
Which was a success. Okay. trying to figure out how I want to do this.
While you're thinking about that, dear audience, Baba Yaga is so amazing. Not only when she mentions heraldry, not only does she show us the heraldry, both in heraldic image form and in terms of the actual object it is found on, but it is blazoned both in blazon language and in plain English. So it is fully understandable to heraldry nerds like myself, and also people who can't remember all the heraldry words like myself.
And people who don't know shit about heraldry, like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are pretty words.
It's pretty words. It's a bunch of pretty words.
Pretty words.
Blazonry is really pretty, I have to say.
Yeah, I am not sure what to do about the identify, to be completely honest.
Do you need to do it next session?
Yeah.
Do it next session? Okay.
I might need to do that next session, because there's a couple different, yeah. Anyway, that was a success though, and I can mark that in my notes to have that ready for you. Because I will end up giving something away at this point, that I don't want to give away.
Wow. That is the most notes that I have ever taken in a session, literally ever. Holy fuck.
Well, let's wrap things up here for our oh my gosh, thank y'all.
Our dear audience.
Oh my gosh. I haven't looked at any of that because anxiety.
You have
but
31 viewers. That's pretty shit. That's pretty freaking cool.
I think we were at 37
Thank
at
you
our
all so
height,
much.
so that's really cool.
That's super neat.
Yeah. And one of those people, I know for a fact, is a friend of mine.
Hey.
Yes, thank
Hello,
you,
friend.
Gwen's friend specifically, and thank you everybody else as well. But also, my partner showed up and like watched her Twitch, and that's something that he's never done for like anything, and like he had time to do it and everything. So I'm very happy. But yeah, we are going to go around the table and say our good nights, and let people know where they can catch you off this game, if you want, or whatever you want them to know about you. And we'll do the same order. So sorry, Sophia, you're gonna be up first for all of this.
Hooray! So what is the task? Sorry, I was distracted.
Yep, just re-intro who you are, where we can find you, anything else that you want to pitch.
Hi, like I said before, I'm Sophia, playing Ruin Soraya here. And you can find me basically everywhere as aka_sketch. If you look that up, you'll either see my face or a weird cartoony drawing. Yeah. Have a good night, all.
Awesome, thank you. And Alice?
Hi guys, I'm Alice. You can find me pretty much everywhere online at Alice Hart, or if the adult film star has stolen that username from me on yet another platform, you can usually find me at Hellion Hart. See, this weekend I'm going to be playing the second of a 2-shot over on Lost Caravan on Through the Breach. Over on Saves versus Death, as part of their Pride Month, I am going to be playing House Hippo Adventure. It's a honey heist hack over on June 19th. I'm also going to be joining them for a Cyberpunk Red one-shot called Severed Ghost of the Net on the 26th. I do actually have a few other Pride games that I'm going to be a part of this month. We are still pinning down the dates on those, so I can't actually say anything about them yet. Otherwise, you can find me on the Monster of the Week Actual Play podcast, Welcome to Reddington. It's very queer, very sometimes scary. We're on a little bit of a hiatus right now because life has been crazy for all of us. but it is a great chance to catch up on the first 9 arcs of our first season. Otherwise, that's me for now.
Thank you, Alice. And
You-
Stacy.
Hey, I have 19 different names, like I said. One of them is Merlin Monroe. One of my sets of pronouns is B Bim Bose Bimself. And I am currently in not that many streams. I'm in this stream, so you can see me here next Thursday, obviously. And on the third Sunday of the month, you can find me on Breaking Neon, a City of Mist game on Singularity Roleplay, where I play Sarazat, Rift of Scheherazade, and dark fantasy author ingenue in way over her head. You should go to the Enchanting Sorcery Productions YouTube and watch the show I recently DM'd that came to a conclusion, the first season of which came to a conclusion recently, called Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go, the internet's favorite semi-long form game of thirsty sword lesbians. And the reason you should do that is because we are currently on hiatus while we prepare for Tragedies of Waldron Hall, the prequel game, and completely different genre, to Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go. Before we do season 2 of Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go after that. So Enchanting Sorcery Productions, I don't think can get rid of me at this point. I'm like a bad rash. And if you want to find me on the internet,
rash.
you'd call me a good rash.
I guess. I don't know.
You can find all of me on the internet on my Linktree, because I don't believe in branding, so I have a different handle everywhere. So that would be Linktree, LINK dot wait LINKTR.ee/queer mythopoeia, QUERMYTHOPOEIA, because I'm that kind of a nerd who likes using long words that Tolkien really enjoyed. Send me friend requests, send me DMs anywhere you'd like, and also hire me as a professional game master. My Start Playing page is on that link tree. Or become my Patreon, which is also on that link tree. And you should also listen to the next person on the list.
Who is Liza?
Oh, hey, I am Glyza. My pronouns are they, he, she, yes, in that order. And I do a lot of things on the internet. You can find me everywhere on the internet as at Classical Glyza. But honestly, that doesn't matter. What I need everybody to do right now is to go into the link that I'm going to link right now. It is Operation Olive Branch, which is a link that will help you help the people of Palestine, help in providing assistance, helping people to survive the genocide happening in Palestine. Go there for an exhaustive list on the many ways to help. Me's to sending out SIM cards, eSIM cards to help out over there. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Glyza. And I think I put the correct. It's the Linktree link is the one that I know for Operation Olive
Yeah.
Branch.
It's the one. I linked it as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I got blocked, but yeah.
Oh, well.
And then Loop and Quick. Stacy, you wanted to mention one more thing?
I did. I apologize for jumping back in, but Glyza reminded me with helping people out. I am currently working with the SF Goth AIDS Walk team to raise money to fight AIDS and help out support Pause folk while we do that. So you should donate money and or join, because Gothic people in San Francisco have been marching for this for 25 years. That's a quarter of a century. I have friends younger than that. So if you want to, you can. I'll see if I can find the URL real quick. But I'm Princess Teacup. It's, I think, sf.aidswalk.net/Princess Teacup. But I'm going to verify and post. That's all.
Okay. And yeah, another really great cause. Lots of people need help, and that can be overwhelming at times. But people need help, and we can help by sharing links and remaining aware and vocal about things going on. Steph, what you got going?
Hey, I'm Steph. I play Aiden here on the show. Other than here, you can catch me on alternating Wednesday nights on the same channel for Fan Delvers. And you can also catch me over on Madbird Streams on Friday and Saturday evenings for a couple of campaigns over there. And other than that, you can catch me on the social medias, mostly at Steph Scouse Art for most of them.
Awesome. And Gwen?
Hello, I am Guinevere Rose, illustrious performer of the role of Pivoine. I actually am not doing that much. So aside from here and in various random ass communities all over the Discord interwebs, the only other place you're gonna find me that's going to have like any amount of actual activity is Twitter, and I am forgetting the @ for that because I am dumb and have a not good memory. At Guinevere R60004. A lot of it is just going to be reposted and liked art of hot anime men from games that I play.
Awesome. And that really is that is the feed. I have seen it. I have learned things. I'm like, oh, I don't know what show that's from. I'm now going to investigate because I like the cut of his jib. I have
Indeed.
been.
I'd like him to cut my jib.
Glad to hear it.
Anyway,
He can roast me anytime.
I'm too ace for this. I'm gonna blush this. But yeah, I have been and will continue to be Baba Yaga. You can find me at Baba Yaga Quest, and yeah, I mostly hang out with ESP, and I'm starting to branch out into the world again. After a couple of years of isolating, which sounds just like COVID, and it basically is. But yeah, you can find me around. I do professional GM with Pathfinder games primarily, including a Alkenstar and Stolen Fates combination, because I love tarot and I love cowboys. I don't think we're going into any sort of raid. I don't have any... Yeah, I don't have any notices, so I think that's just it for the night, folks. Thank y'all so much for hanging in there.
Is
Cowboy jibs. Actually, I learned a lot about cowboy jibs being a producer for Sparkle Heart's Magic Force Go.
I'm sure.
Sparkle Yee! Sparkle Ha!
Sparkle Yee, Sparkle Hot, which
Sparkle Yee, Sparkle Ha!
at any point, if our channel, when our channel gets 50 subs to it, I'm going to be getting a themed tattoo for Sparkle Heart's Magic Force Go, and hopefully I get the tattoo before we get to 75 subs, because then at that point the community can pick the location, and I know that there is a strong driving force to have me get a facial tattoo. So,
Oh dear Lord.
Yep, and I said I would do it, and I am that person. Oh, we are raiding. We're raiding to Queer Venture Time. So yay, hold in.
I don't know how to do that.
Just stay on the channel.
Yeah, you just wait.
It just happens.
Just vibe.
It'll
It
take
just
you over.
happens.
Okay,
Yep.
well then, I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah.
I will disappear, and probably by the time I'm back, we will be raiding.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, think we're done. We're good.
Yeah, we're
We finally got done. We finally did it.